My wife never had been sick in her life, literally never took a pill. We were up in New York and we were at the breakfast, and we sat down for breakfast, and we went to get up, and she said, "I'm having a seizure." And being a typical guy, I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. And she couldn't walk. So it's the first time we've ever called an ambulance. I'm Jack Kopnisky, and my involvement in Lovella comes from my wife's experience. 28 months ago, my wife had a seizure. We found out that she had an astrocytoma. There were some super disappointing turns in this thing, first of which was the initial diagnosis. We were stunned that it was as severe as it was. Because we have a house in Kiowa, we decided to relocate here and have her cared for by MUSC. So MUSC provided great care. Dr. Zukas was our doctor, and she did a fantastic job in taking care of Kathy over 18 months or so. Unfortunately, Kathy passed away about a year ago. Kathy and I were married 43 years, so we had a great, life together. We met in college, and we just kind of a super happy life. She was a very giving, happy, wonderful person. We have 3 great kids. They're all married. I have 6 wonderful grandkids that are hilarious. We've been really have had a kind of wonderful, happy life, and this terrible thing that happened to Kathy is tough on all of us. But again, we kind of grind through that as most families do, and do your best to try to support your loved one, and deal with life as it goes on. My family and myself, we've grown up being doers. So we're people that don't sit around, wait for things to happen. We create activity. We've been really fortunate in our lives, in our family, and we've created a family foundation. And the primary function of the foundation is to give to education. But in this case, given what happened to Kathy, we thought this is the right thing to do, and in a major way too. I'm also not an incrementalist. I'm more of, I want to make a difference. I think the terrible part of cancer is, unfortunately, everybody's affected, right? So whether you have a relative or a friend or a spouse, maybe everybody's connected by that. Lovella, I think, is just a cool actual ride. I mean, frankly, early in the morning, riding through downtown Charleston, going over the bridge, being able to go, kind of Mount Pleasant and the shorelines, and then having the wonderful event that you all have at the end is really cool. There's something in Lovella for everyone, which I think is, ties kind of the community, the haulings, and the actual ride all together. And there's not a lot of events like that. They end up being a lot of rubber chicken dinners that aren't as much fun. So I ride Lovella for Kathy Kopnisky, my wife. I also ride Lovella for the ability to give back to MUSC for such a wonderful support through the trials and tribulations that she went through. And I really appreciate that, and I'm very thankful for all the doctors, nurses, support staff that helped her along her path. So that's why I ride.